We got AEW Dynamite, which is the staple of the Malapert Smarks. Without Dynamite, the Malapert Smarks would not exist, to be honest. We
Probably true.
we have a chance to be Malaperts for this show. Vlad texted me last night with an oy vey. He didn't like this episode. I probably didn't. I don't want to go so far as to say I didn't like it, but let's go through it. Robert, you watched this episode, right?
I did, yes.
Okay, so we start out with Jericho versus Commander. Interesting booking. But I will say that the one thing I liked about this match was the finish. When Commander did a flip and Jericho caught him and put it into the lion tamer. Okay, I don't know. It was decent for the audience to see Commander flip around. It was an attraction. But overall, very strange booking to start the show, right? Vlad, let's start with Vlad first.
Yeah, I mean, you have to kind of like that style. I mean, once you've seen him do, I'm talking about Commander, once you've seen him do all those flips once, you kind of, it's like a circus act, you get it. You don't really need to see it again. I mean, I know some people kind of like that wrestling style. I do not like a guy doing all of that and then still not winning a match after basically running through everything that he did. So,
well, what about the fact that they booked Jericho into a match? He's been in a major angle lately. His crew is breaking up. He's getting recruited by Don Callis. So, they put him in a match to make him look good and win.
Yeah, he needed a win. So
right, Robert? Yeah. I guess I saw that aspect of it. I guess it just wasn't a very good match, right, Robert?
That's okay.
Was okay. Were you okay with this booking to open the show, to open AEW Dynamite after the collision we had?
Could have been better.
But you were okay with it. You didn't hate it.
I didn't hate it. No.
Okay.
I just want to say you have to care. You have to care about this Jericho thing in the first place, and I do not. So that's maybe why I'm more down on it. Than
it is quite a drawn out breakup for a group that is pretty silly. But I'm gonna get into that right now. I'm gonna go through everything that Jericho did in this night before I move on to the other stuff. So Don Callis comes out to continue his recruitment of Chris Jericho. Shows them an old indie video that they were involved in together, and when they looked really young. Don Callis said they looked like a couple of gods back then, and Callis had all his hair. It was a fun, interesting video. They said they were both in a faction led by a guy named Bad News Allen, which I don't know. I've never heard of him, but he died, and Callis tries to entice Jericho into his family by saying that he thinks Bad News Allen would have wanted that. And then Jericho really is thinking about it like he wants to do it. So they later on in the show, Jericho, his guy, Jake Hager, goes into his locker room and he wants to get the scoop on whether he thinks that the Jericho Appreciation Society is going to actually break up, which it looks like it is. It looks like it's over. He left his purple hat with him. He loves that hat. So this has got to be over. And Anna J.A.S., probably going to have to change her name back to just Anna J. And I guess we already got Vlad's opinion about this. He doesn't care about the J.A.S. This is awful. Robert, good riddance to J.A.S. or what?
Especially with Daniel Garcia around. Yes, please.
Dude, I hope Daniel Garcia still wants to be a sports entertainer after he leaves the Jericho Appreciation Society, because as good as a wrestler he is, he's a way better sports entertainer in my opinion. But
I just want to say real quick, the Jake Hager stuff was so ridiculous, so dumb. This guy hadn't even been on TV in months. And he was like, man, I gave up my life to be here. Like, I was an MMA. Go back. Nobody wants you here. Nobody misses you. Get out of here, man. What are you talking about? Nobody cares about this group. They're acting like Jericho. Either Jericho thinks somebody cares about this group or what. I don't even know what the heck they were talking about in this thing. I was just flabbergasted that Hager had the gall to say that, like, what's going to happen to our group and my career? Get out of here, bro. Nobody wants you on TV.
Well, listen, before we move on, I'll just say that I think the premise of the Jericho Appreciation Society is a little amusing. Because don't we all want to be appreciated? Doesn't it suck when you do things for people and they don't appreciate you? It's just fucking maddening, honestly. So I kind of get him. He wanted people to appreciate him, and he put himself around people who appreciate him. Anyways, that's my thought.
All right.
Robert, don't you like being appreciated? I appreciate you, Robert.
Well, thank you.
Thank you for being on the show.
You appreciate me.
You see? Much nicer than not being appreciated, isn't it?
Exactly.
Anyways, moving on. So Don Callis, which is let's go through his story arc in this episode before we move on, because this stems from Jericho. So although he's heavily involved with Blackpool Combat Club, he is also in a feud with Kenny Omega, right? And the interviewer backstage asked him if he's concerned about Kenny Omega, and he says no. The one person he's not concerned about is that gutless coward Kenny Omega. So he says he's going to go there alone at the end of the show to announce who's the fifth partner for Team Blackpool Combat Club. I'll skip to the ending just for the moment. So it was a trap. They lured in Omega, attacked by Blackpool Combat Club, who was joined by Pac. Surprise, right? Kind of made sense, though, since he's from England. I guess he could join that Blackpool Combat Club or whatever. I don't know. I think that one wouldn't be bad if he just joined the group. But okay, so they're holding down Omega, choking the life out of him with the steel chair to his throat, and he tells them to look at the screen because he's going to reveal the fifth member of his group.
What the hell, man? What are we doing, man? The guy has a steel chair wrapped around his throat, and he's like, "Look at the screen." I'm like, is this real life? Like, is this real life?
It's not real life.
Well, I get it, but
this is them selling out the business is what's going on. Good God.
Oh my God. This was one of the most brutal things I've ever seen. I had the grade, well, I'm not going to give grades away yet, but I had at a certain grade, and then it went lower after this segment. It was unbelievable, the stuff they were doing. Okay, continue, Ken. I'm sorry.
Well, listen, Robert, Kota Ibushi, can you give us any insights? Is he badass or what? Because you're the only one here.
He's actually pretty awesome. It's just I think he's one of Kenny Omega's best friends. They were in New Japan. They were part of a tag team. I'm not a fan of the name of their tag team. They were called the Golden Lovers.
Yeah. Oh, that was him. Okay, yeah. I know him now. All right, okay, I've heard of that.
Kota Ibushi and Kenny Omega, they were the Golden Lovers. I don't know. I'm not sure about that, but he is pretty awesome though. So yeah.
All right. So I guess he's in the New Japan version of the Elite, right? They call themselves the Golden Elite, But okay, because there's a Bullet Club Gold too. So fine. All right. So they put all that together. Vlad lambasted this segment already. All right. Yeah. But let's go back. Let's go do the rest of Dynamite real quick. Jungle Boy and Hook, they had another pre-tape segment. I think they did everything for like 10 weeks, like in that one back parking lot or something. But which is very economical.
He hasn't left his car. He hasn't left his car in like 3 weeks. He just sits there.
Yeah, well, he doesn't want to go into the arena because it's an unsafe work environment because Hook keeps attacking him every time. So, again, Hook grabbed him by the hair this time. And I thought it was kind of a cool little spot where he grabbed him by the hair and then Jungle Boy elbowed him. I always liked Jungle Boy's work. I mean, when he was working with Christian, I thought the work was fucking A+. The work, the in-ring work, the fighting, the punching, the selling, I'm a big fan of Jungle Boy's work. Short segment, okay, I don't have anything bad to say about this. It wasn't one of the worst backstage stuff, like hokiest thing I've ever seen. But I'm going to move on because that was so short. MJF and Adam Cole are hanging out at a bar. 4 chicks come by. MJF was going to break 2 off for Adam Cole, like a good friend, right? 2 for you, 2 for me. And so MJF, Adam Cole says he's very committed to Britt Baker, okay? And MJF says that's fine, it's commendable. So he took all 4 of them for himself into the bathroom. Very Enrique Iglesias of him, but okay. So what happens? What happens next? Adam Cole invites him over to his house to play video games. They play Fight Forever. And MJF says it's so much more fun playing video games with someone else. And Adam Cole's like, what the fuck? You've never played video games with anyone else? He's never had a friend to play video games with. So Cole gets this like kind of poignant moment where he admits that he was gonna leave MJF laying during their tag team match and turn on him. And MJF goes, no way, I was gonna do the same thing to you. And from that moment, MJF and Adam Cole are now best friends. They admitted that they think each other is cool, and they both are now focused on winning the tag team championships. Adam Cole and MJF. Man, what do you think about this, man? They both seem to compliment each other pretty nice.
I didn't expect this, at least not this soon, but I'm actually quite entertained by this, to be honest with you.
To be honest, I am too. What about you, Vlad?
I am entertained, but it does beg the bigger question, should the world champion be in this more ha-ha type segments? But yes, I can't say I was not entertained. I did laugh a couple of times, for sure.
Well, I think the acting I know we're smarks here, but it is acting, okay? The acting from MJF seems genuine to me. Like, in the end, he's probably going to turn out to be heel again, but this like kind of like kind-hearted version of him who's never had a good friend, who's kind of like for the first time experiencing these things, it's kind of coming off to me, personally. It's kind of nice to see. But I don't know how this is going to finish, because everyone thought Adam Cole was going to be the one who's going to turn heel and join MJF. But instead, it's the other way around. MJF kind of turned face, and now everyone's rooting for both of them, right? So they had their match, not eliminator match. What is it? Blind tag team tournament match against Brian Cage and Big Bill. MJF didn't want to go into the match because he sees Brian Cage in the hallways and how buff he is, and he's going to run away. But Adam Cole had to go, get him and encourage him. In the end, they hit the Heat Seeker and the Boom combo from MJF and Adam Cole to win. Post-match, MJF is really over in this town of, I think it was called Saskatoon, Canada. Crowd is totally into them, rooting for them. They got a new catchphrase. What is it? They're better than you, baby, right?
Right. Yes.
Well, okay, let's just get a prediction on how this is going to end. Are they going to turn on each other and have a match, or are they going to be a team? Let's get your final prediction right now. Robert.
I don't think it's gonna happen right away. They're gonna let it marinate for a bit, but yeah, turn on each other.
You think so? You don't think this could be an everlasting friendship, Vlad? I don't know. I'm kind of feeling something fuzzy in my tummy from this.
Yeah, no. MJF is eventually gonna swerve him, and they're gonna.
Maybe if they don't win this tournament, and then that'll be like the end of it, or something like that.
Yeah, I don't think the long-term booking is for them to be like tag teams. The booking would make more sense for them to have a feud down the line. So that's
I don't know
which way it's going to go. But we'll see. You never know. You got to keep your eye on anything that happens on Dynamite, because it's a little bit unpredictable. I'll give them that.
All right. Let me get to a couple more things real quick to end this show. So, match of the night to me, and it would have been the match of the week for me if it wasn't for that Jay White Juice versus FTR match. But this was really good, I thought. Ruby Soho versus Sky Blue. Best match I've ever seen from either one of these two girls. The Outcast got sent to the back after the ref caught them cheating, so they left Ruby to fend for herself, left them to work. It looked like a battle. Sky Blue is like really an attraction, I think, if you know what I'm saying. But in the end, she did the job. In the end, she did the job for Ruby, and I think Ruby should really thank her for making her look pretty damn good here. Did you guys feel anything like I did watching this match? Well, there wasn't much on this show, but I thought this was the match of the night by far. Yeah,
no, I sorry. I mean, I don't know who was supposed to go first. I'll just real quick. No, I did not get
No?
that feeling. I thought it was okay. I thought it was okay. I didn't think it was bad, but I don't remember thinking that it was like some amazing match or anything like that. Like
No?
I,
Okay.
like no, I didn't get that feeling.
I thought they both looked like they were fighting for it. I thought Sky looked like she sold really well and made Ruby look good. But that's just me. What about you, Robert? You got any thoughts about this
I
match?
thought it was a good match. I don't think I would give it as high praise as you did, but I did think it was good. I enjoyed it.
It was okay.
Yeah. It was
All
good.
right. Other than that, we got this Harley Cameron music video from QTV. She wants to prove that she's a more talented rapper than Max Caster. Okay. Look, they put so much effort into this music video. I don't know how much money they spent on this. Robert, do you think Harley Cameron is talented?
No. That's
No?
I have more to say on this segment. I actually kind of prepared this for since the podcast started. All right. So, what did I think of that? It was garbage. What do I want from wrestling shows? Not this. It was a hot mess. Bet y'all didn't think you'd hear Rob spit. Rhymes with more dynamite than AEW. The Malapert Podcast is where I'm coming through. Bringing the heat like Dominic without the booze. That's the truth. Tell me when I'm telling lies.
What?
Harley Cameron's music career needs to say goodbye.
What? What?
Hey,
I
was
can't
good.
believe this.
That was good.
What the fuck? That was way better than Harley Cameron. Damn.
Yes, that was fantastic. That was great. Why didn't you make a? He should have been in the video. You should have made a video.
Man, I don't think she's that bad though. I mean, she's a little hokey, but goddamn, she can sing and she can rap. Jesus, can't argue with that, right? Well, Robert,
she can't. I don't know if she can. She can't rap. Can she? Maybe she has some sort of singing voice. And she look. I will say she's attractive. I mean, I don't think there's denying that, but that's about it. She's like more eye candy than anything else, and that's it. I don't want to speak about this. I don't really want to talk about this. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, I know. Let's move on. We got to go to bed. We got a couple more things. Swerve, Strickland, and Nick Wayne that they hyped up like so much. This little 18-year-old kid. I mean, it's impressive to me that an 18-year-old is on the show at this point. Good job. Good hard work. But did it need to be the main event of the evening? Robert?
No. It was cool. I mean, not a bad debut, especially for an 18-year-old. But I didn't think that needed to be the main event. I would have much preferred the MJF Adam Cole match to be the main event.
That's true. Or the women's match. But okay, Vlad. I mean, this guy. I know you're not that impressed with his style. I don't think you like that style. Very flippity, right?
Yeah. I don't know much about him. I mean, I will say that seems like he could be a good kid and whatnot, but he has a good story that they were like kind of describing about his dad and how he was trained. But he's 18. He looks really skinny. It looks pretty outrageous that he was out there. I'm not understanding this. I'm not feeling it. And plus, I don't really like that type of wrestling style that him and Swerve do. Not to say that I know they're not like they're terrible. They're probably decent workers, both of them in their own way. But he's 18 and he looks too skinny to be going up against like grown men. Like, I don't know. That's the way I looked at it. It was kind of a ridiculous thing.
Robert, got any thoughts on Nick Wayne before we end the show? Was that a boring end to the show? I don't know. I wasn't too into it myself. I've seen a lot of wrestlers like this.
Yeah, I wasn't that into it, but I think he has a lot of potential.
Yeah, he has potential. They didn't need to introduce him.
I'm getting a message saying my internet connection is unstable.
Oh, it's okay.
Oh no.
Oh, can you hear me?
Oh no. We can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Am I frozen?
No.
You just got slower for a second. You went in slow motion and then you came back, but it's okay. Well,
okay.
We can see.
I mean, look, he's 18. They could have built up some kind of angle to get him into the show. They just kind of stuck him into a match, very Tony Khan style. Look, I'm impressed by him, but I see a lot of people like him. The only difference is that he's 18. Okay, good for him though. I'm happy for him. I think just us as a fans and analyzing the show, I think that hurt the show. personally. So let's
Yeah.
get your final grades. Vlad, you go first.
Yeah, I was gonna give it like a C minus, or maybe even a C. But like I said, the final segment with the elite was
Yeah.
one of
Oh
the
God.
again one of the most terrible things I've seen
Oh God.
in a while.
Yeah.
So
And then once again.
so it's going back to but it's going to the D category. It's going into the D category for that. I have to, it was going to be a C or a C minus, but it's going into the D because that was outrageously terrible.
Yeah. I mean, look.
That's the stuff you could get from those are the EVPs of the company.
I know. I forgot to mention when we were talking about it, but yeah, the elite were waiting, I guess, somewhere around the back, and they had to wait for that video to finish, and while their friend was getting choked out and everything, and then they came out. Like, God, okay, they're selling out the business, but then there's like the theatrics just ruining the logic of the story. God.
Sure.
Okay, I'm kind of with you, man. I think I would say C minus. How about you, Robert?
So first, I want to say I'll give my raps a B plus, and then this show a C.
A C. Okay. All right.
Okay.
There you
Your
go.
raps are, what was your rap? A B minus?
A B plus.
Oh,
A B plus.
I only started writing it when the podcast this episode started. I just started writing it as it was going on.
What the fuck?
That was. You got sick beats, man. You should do that. I mean, that's what you should be doing.
Oh.
Yeah, bro. You're wasting your time at your fancy high end job that you got where you make a lot of money. Forget all that and just go be a rapper.
I used to write a long time ago, but I kind of stopped.
That's cool. Well, I never knew that. I mean, I knew that, but I never heard any of your actual